Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're going to look today at 3 essentials for hitting a great two-handed backhand. We've got Mark here today because he's got a two-handed backhand. I do not. So we're going to use him to kind of show the 3 essentials that I think you guys really need to be keying in on to hit this two-handed backhand great. All right, so the first being, Mark, come on up. The first being the idea of dropping the racket head. And this is something that I think for two-handers is very easy to forget, because it's, common when two hands are on the racket to tend to over grip, meaning grip it too tight. And at that point that we grip the racket maybe a little too tight, we lose that ability to drop this racket head down below the height of the ball, which hopefully is going to be around Mark's waist. All right, so the mistake I'm seeing a lot is that this racket head stays at the height of the ball, and then we're coming in way too level with most of our shots. So we're producing a flat ball, we're not producing a ton of height over the net, and therefore we're not, creating a ton of spin like we're seeing the pros. So when you guys, Mark, go ahead and show us your unit turn. So when Mark takes the racket head back, obviously the racket head is up. So I want to see you guys have that pronounced wrist kind of break with that left hand especially, to start dropping that racket head below the height of the ball so that we start creating more kind of upswing into the shot. Secondly, very essential to the two-handed backhand, and something that most people struggle with if they're not hitting it well, is this idea of hitting through the ball. All right, very often we don't see enough extension out towards the other side of the court out of a two-hander. What we see a lot, Mark, I'm going to turn you towards the camera a little bit. We see this a lot, where right when you guys make contact, this right elbow breaks, and we lift the racket up onto the shoulder, and we see this collapse in the right side. Okay, Mark, let's actually go ahead and show that whole thing right there. So when we swing through, you guys, watch this right elbow. Mark, I want you to collapse it right at contact. And we see that low kind of tucked in finish, and we're trying to avoid that with a two-hander. So the idea of hitting through the ball is that I want you guys stretching the racket out towards the other side of the court, and don't stop reaching that direction until you can't reach any farther. At that point, now Mark can start to wrap that finish around and face the camera, Mark. You guys are going to start to see that the right elbow is as high as your shoulder when you guys are hitting great two-handed backhands. Really try to avoid that collapse and start finishing with that right elbow up as high as your shoulder. All right, third, and this is something that I think, some teaching pros, some tour pros disagree on, but I am really firm in my belief that a good two-handed backhand is very left-hand dominant, because this is Mark's back arm on this shot. So even though he's not left-handed and this is his non-dominant arm, he needs to get a ton of extension and a ton of explosion through the ball with the left side. The reason he's got this right hand on, and he would agree with me, is just for support. It's about a 10%, job of the right hand and the right arm on a two-handed backhand, basically to just support this stroke. Would you agree? Okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Mark's backhand here. I'm going to drop a couple. But you guys, I want you to really pay attention to that idea that the racket head drops. Mark's going to get a ton of extension through the court, which we consider hitting through the ball. And then I want you guys to really watch, it's tough to see obviously, but really watch his left side try to work through the shot. I think it'll become very apparent that it's a more left side dominant shot, this two-handed backhand. All right, Mark, here we go. Yeah. 2 more. Okay, so there we have it, guys. Thanks to Mark for showing off the two-handed backhand today. Really essential, those 3 ideas, that we're getting that racket head dropping below the height of the ball. Let those wrists hinge that racket down a little bit. Extend through the ball better than you're currently doing, and really try to feel the left side of your body kind of dominating this stroke, okay? All right, so that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you to Mark. Appreciate his help. Please click like below this video, you guys. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.